Well, it's finally happened. Former Cage Warriors featherweight champ Paddy the Baddy Pimblett has been signed to the UFC. Had a tremendous performance his last time out, called to be signed by the matchmakers in the UFC, and his wish was granted. He is 16-3. He's looked phenomenal when he's on. He's had a couple losses in recent memory to Soren Bach, who's now in Bellator, and Nad Narmani, who is a UFC vet at this point. But he does have some notable wins, including Julian Erosa to win the featherweight title in Cage Warriors. So, boys, what's our hype level for Paddy the Baddy, finally getting the call up?
I think it was one of those things that was bound to happen. Just because this guy is a guy that has a lot of hype behind him. He's got a following, he's got a personality, and he has skills. And it's all the sort of things that the UFC wants to look for in their potential prospects. Is like, what's your interest level to our fan base? And this is a guy, when he gets on the mic, he says some pretty loud things at times. He comes across as an exciting person that you just want to see compete. He's not necessarily the best in the world, but the guy does have exciting moments. He's got an exciting highlight reel if you go back and look at it. But yeah, he's a guy that I've been following for quite some time over in Cage Warriors. And yeah, man, I just thought that it was just going to be a matter of time before the UFC finally decided to pull the trigger on signing him. At some points I was wondering like why they were waiting. Like, is he too young or what? But here we are, and we'll see how he does now.
Yeah, I would have thought that, after he won the title seemed like the prime time because that was when he was, most red hot in terms of the hype behind him, and then he ended up losing the two fights, shortly after that. But I'm intrigued to see how he does in the UFC. At this point, I'm not like super excited and like, oh hell yeah, finally they signed Paddy Pimblett. I'm not in that feeling about him in particular, but I'm intrigued to see how he does because more of the fact that he's coming into, I believe he's sticking with lightweight now. At least it looks like it. I don't think he's gone back to flyweight since departing in these last couple fights, and his current winning streak of two in a row has been at lightweight. Coming into lightweight or featherweight in the UFC, those are some divisions that have whole lot of killers in it, and it's going to be very hard to climb the ladder. And at this point, he is a very good prospect and a good talent from Europe. But considering his losses and the hype slowing down, and been exposed a little bit, still very good. But I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how high he can climb just yet. So it's very interesting to see how he will do because of that. And I would prefer to see him at featherweight if I was going to pick a division in which could maybe use a little bit more. Lightweight is always absolutely loaded, and people do argue for featherweight a lot, but I just feel like it would be more fun to see him at featherweight for me personally. But either way, yeah, it was a matter of time thing. Expected it to come sooner, but yeah, an outspoken guy, does have an entertaining style, very flashy with, generally whenever he finishes. And, tends to like to be active whenever possible. Of course, only one fight in 2020, but had four cancellations from two in 2019, two in 2020 as well. So yeah, we'll see what he can do. It's the time for the baddie, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, one big thing to, touch on that you mentioned there, Drake, is he does have the mic skills, right? He does have that kind of personality. Before I really followed Cage Warriors much, that was the one person I knew from Cage Warriors. He had made enough of a splash outside of that promotion that, oh, okay, Paddy Pimblett, yes, he's from Cage Warriors. Didn't know much else about the promotion until I dived into it, but that tells you the kind of charisma and name he made for himself in that promotion. And when you're also looking at, the signing, I agree it's a little weird that they didn't pull the trigger earlier, especially since they have signed several other guys from Cage Warriors who may even be a little bit greener in the thumb. But that might have to do with the fact that both lightweight and featherweight are stacked divisions. I'm excited to see him in the UFC octagon finally. I'm excited to see what he can do, but it's hard to look at his last two losses against Soren Bach and Nad Narmani and think that he's going to be a top 10 guy right away, or top 5, that type of thing. I don't see a huge immediate rise through the rankings. I think they'll probably slow play him a little bit. He is only 26 years old, right? He's pretty young, so he's got a lot of time to kind of develop, even though he is 19 fight veteran. That just tells you how young he started fighting. I could see them slow pushing him, and I think he will be a draw if he's able to do the right things. Very exciting performances. He takes his time. He develops his skills against the next level of competition, and is able to get the wins he needs to get. So I'm excited. Should be interesting to see how it plays out. Let us know in the comments how you feel about Paddy the Baddy signing. Are you thrilled about it, or could you care less? Do you even know who he is? Because I've heard a couple of people be like, wait, who's that? So let us know your familiarity with Paddy Pimblett. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification. But I mean, until we see the Baddy in the octagon, not much more we can say except, good luck. Good luck, Baddy.